Hello, hello. It's Michael. And today we're going to be doing something a little different. It's going to be a video talking about, well, hold on. Just let me get things set up here real quick. We're going to move me over this way. We're going to do this. Oh, what's that behind me? It's a map of the Kalos region from Pokemon X and Y. Because we're going to be talking about what I think the starters could be for Pokemon Legends Z-A or ZA. That's right. And I'll even talk about how the typings will work later on, of course, though. For now, we're just going to get to the starters. And first starter we're going to talk about is the grass. So I'm going to hide myself. And if we're following the Gen 2, Gen 5, Gen 7 theme of Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think for the grass type, we're going to have Snivy, which in turn means Servine and Superior. Oh, that's the Grass Terra gem. Which, yeah, they're grass types. So I think Snivy and Servine are going to be like how Rowlet and Dartrix were. Just nothing special about them. When it comes to Servine, I think Servine is I I think Servine is either gonna, well, I'm not gonna say either. I I hope Servine, if it's true, I hope Servine gets a Colosian form. Like how Decidueye got his Hisuian form right here. Also, yeah, I'm using artwork from Pokemon Dreams or the Dream World artwork. But for Servine's second typing, I think Ice type, because I think the only grass ice we have, if I'm not mistaken, is Snover and Abomasnow. I think. I could be very, very wrong there. But I really think it could work out. Like, the yellow parts of Servine could become like cyan, and the yellow parts on, right? Yeah, you can see the yellow. Like the dark green leaves sticking out on the tail. I think that could become like cyany or ice, or like ice blue, if that's a color shade of blue. I think they could become like frosted. But that's gonna do it for the grass starter. But again, I assume it's gonna be like, if it's true, it's gonna be like a Hyserian Decidueye type of thing. All right, now we're gonna do the fire starter. All right, and now as you can see, we're in the Fireland, which the fire starter is gonna be coming from Gen 7, which is probably one of my favorite fire starters, Titan. And of course, following its evolution, Torracat. Then, in my opinion, one of the biggest disappointments when it comes to a fire starter, Incineroar. Don't get me wrong, he's cool and all. I just wish he would have stayed on all fours like Torracat. And of course, the typing we know Incineroar as is Fire Dark, but I'm gonna put Incineroar as Fire Electric. And I'll explain why. But of course, this only counts towards Incineroar, though maybe signs could show on like Torracat. Make this part, make the front part a little spikier when it comes off the head, like a lightning bolt. But of course, you also gotta think of it as like Hisuian Typhlosion type of deal. Which I gotta say, Hisuian Typhlosion, my favorite of the Hisuian starters. And we know Hisuian Typhlosion is Fire Ghost. But one of the biggest ideas I have for Incineroar, Fire Electric, is put him on all fours, make the spiky black part around his tail, make that like yellow or yellow-ish, just not a gross type yellow, and make it spiky like lightning coming off the tail, and make the belt, make that into like a collar, like Torracat, and make it spiky a bit too with yellow. I think that would look really cool. And of course, we know what's next. The water type. And since I did Gen 5 with Snivy for the grass and Gen 7 as Litten for the fire, you know who's coming for the water. So, let's get to it. Here we are, under the sea, as you can see. And this time, we're talking about the water starter, which comes from Gen 2. Everyone's favorite little croc. Well, I don't know because Free-Coco now. Totodile. Who evolves into, of course, Croconaut. Then we get the big lad, the Feraligatr. Now, since we're going to be talking about the final evolution only since it changes, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Totodile and Croconaut. We're going to bring out, though, Hisui and Samurott. Because I believe, I don't know. I was gonna say I believe it could be the weakest, but nobody's really weak when it comes to the Legends Arceus trio. Sure, there's some that has immunity to one, but that's to be expected. But okay, so here's the thing. How badass would it be if for Legends ZA we had a water ground Feraligatr? Just think of that. Like, that big croc. Like, they could do something so cool with it. Like, I don't have any ideas, but I'm sure they could do something. Now, would it be enough to make me choose Feraligatr? I don't know. Because Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I chose Feraligatr. Pokemon Gold, I chose Typhlosion. In Legends Arceus, I chose Typhlosion. But based on the three that I've thought of, I don't know. I'd have to see what they could do. Of course, I could just be spewing bullshit right now. Because they could they could give the Kalos starters Mega Evolutions and call it there. Which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing. Ooh, Mega Greninja though. Mega Delphox, Mega Chestnut. Dude, the ideas are endless. But yeah, I think Water Ground would be a good typing for Feraligatr. And now, I'm gonna explain how the typings work. Alright? Let's go! And here we are. As you can see, I have the Hisuian starters on the screen right now. We've got Grass Fighting, Fire Ghost, Water Dark. And we all know how it goes. Dark beats Ghost. Fighting beats Dark. Ghost is immune to fighting. It gives Typhlosion the edge over Decidueye. But Samurott the edge over Typhlosion. So what if we keep that same thing in mind for the starters that I recommended? Including their secondary typing that I've also suggested. Because we have Water Ground, which Can also be done with Swampert. But we've got Grass, Ice for Superior, Fire, Electric for Incineroar, and Water, Ground for Alligator. Ice beats Ground, but Ground beats Electric. And Ice, I don't know if it really does anything to Electric or not. No, Electric's only weakness is Ground. But Ground is also super effective against, or Ice is super effective against Ground. So it'd still be the same thing. Incineroar can wreck Superior, Superior can wreck Feraligatr, Feraligatr can demolish Incineroar. So it's kind of like the same pattern. One can be resisted, one's immune. Because, just look at this. We got the immunity. Super effective against this. We got the immunity with Ghost being immune to fighting, and Ground being immune to electric. But Grass fighting being super effective against Water Dark, Grass Ice being super effective, or I guess, yeah, still super effective against Water Ground. I was second guessing it because Ice isn't that effective against Water. I don't know my type matchups that well. And so on and so forth. With Electric also being super effective against Water. With the Ground also making Feraligatr immune to Incineroar. Alright, but let's hide these away real quick. Let's bring me back out. I just wanted to say, that's my idea for Legends ZA. You can comment, telling me I'm an idiot, telling me how wrong I am about everything, yelling at me, I speak too fast, yelling at me because I should know my type matchups. Anyway, have a good day or night, and peace!